What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to Kicks and Slides, where we bring the beautiful game to life. So, Manchester City, they beat Juventus 5-2. I must say, Manchester City are definitely cooking something. And all the Premier League teams are going to have to be very ready for them next season. This past season, of course, we saw how unbalanced they were, how they just lost so many games and drew so many games. But it looks like Pep has fixed that, and from the looks of it now, it looks like they're going to be the real deal. He's definitely cooking something there. And of course, they have just appointed Pep Linders as their assistant coach, which obviously, as a Liverpool fan, that hurts me because I believe that at some point he was going to come to Liverpool, and continue the legacy of Jurgen Klopp. But of course, he didn't do so well at Salzburg, and he felt probably that he still had a lot to learn. Maybe he wants to fuse Klopp's philosophy and that of Pep. You never know what he has in mind, but Klopp obviously have given him the go-ahead to go and learn, and Pep also was willing to have him there. So kudos to him, man. And we can see, reading the articles that have been coming out about how he has changed the Manchester City camp, how they're defending, he's making them aggressive and bringing in the intensity. And you also see how they fight to gain the ball when they have lost it. And I know them and Juventus were through already to the last 16, but as big teams, you'd expect them obviously to play that game for the pride of it, for the pride of believing that I am, a big team in Europe, and they did, and Juventus have lost 5-2. So then that makes me believe that Manchester City are definitely going to be there challenging Liverpool. And I know a lot of people, because of the players Liverpool have brought in inside the club, people have voted for Liverpool being a team that will most likely retain the Premier League. But I must say that Manchester City definitely has to be there too. They've brought in a few of their players, good quality players. And again, with Pep, the upper edge which I believe that he has is that with this tournament he has a chance to look at the type of probably philosophy that he wants to go into the new season with. Look at the type of players, how are they playing? Because let's look at how Pep goes about his business when bringing in new players. He always brings in versatile players. So right now he's trying players in different positions. We see Mateus Nunes playing as a fullback, something that we didn't expect. We know him as a mid, a central midfielder or an attacking midfielder, but right now he's playing as a fullback, and look how amazing he is. So he is putting all these things to test. He's putting all these things to test, and in so doing, he still gets the results that are required for the team to go forward. So yeah, that's what it is. And Al Hilal have beaten Pachuca, and they have managed to make it to the last 16 along with Real Madrid. Something which I saw, of course, Salzburg, they drew with Al Hilal. They managed to beat Pachuca, but the fact that they had Real Madrid as their last game, and they had to, it was dependent on that game for them to get something to make it to the last 16. That's what kind of made it obvious that they're definitely not going to make it. And with Al Hilal, they knew that their last game would be against a weaker side. So why not just get draws? At least try to fight for wins. But if you do not get a win, try to get a draw, knowing fully that with their last game they're definitely going to win. And they did that, and they're through. That was very disappointing of them. I expected them to at least win their last game, and they failed to do that. And that is sad, man. All African teams have failed to actually. Was there an African team that registered a win? It was only Mamelodi Sundowns that I know against the team from Asia, and a draw as well. But the other teams have just lost. I'm not sure about the Tunisian side though, but yeah. So yeah, all African teams have failed. All African teams have failed to go to the last 16, so they go home. They have to wait again to do better in the next 4 years, I think, which will be in 2029. Maybe then they'll do better than they have right now. It's always good to play against these European sides. From playing with them, you get to understand who they are. So the next time you come prepared because you know what to expect. So this time around, most of the time, obviously, these African countries, they hardly ever go out to European sides or the South American sides in preseason. They're always probably based at home. They play there, and I think now they need to bring that culture where they go out also, in these tournaments where Liverpool in preseasons, you find them here in America playing against, their own sides, like the European sides and everything. I think also African teams have to fight for that. They have to be all this side too so that they can play against these sides and get to understand and adapt to football at the highest level. We saw Waited when they played against Manchester City, how after the game they said, yeah, that's football. You know what I mean? That's football, because they understood how difficult it was to break these sides. They understood how difficult it was to just even, give 3 strings of passes. It becomes difficult. These guys are fit. These guys are, they do this for a living, and that's why they get millions. You get to understand when you play against them that, that's why these guys are considered up there. They play football at the highest level, so yeah, that's definitely what I think would help, African football improve a little bit from, from what we just saw. With Mamelodi Sundowns too, they played well. I believe they were the team to at least try to represent Africa as a whole. It was just unfortunate. They could have actually made it to the last 16. That Dortmund game was a game which I think they shouldn't have lost. A draw there should have been proper for them. But yeah, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. So now we are off, obviously, to the last 16. And there are a few matchups here, very interesting matchups. It starts tomorrow, where 2 Brazilian teams will be going head-to-head. 2 teams that know each other very well. Their head-to-heads favors Palmeiras, of course, with 18 wins, and Botafogo has 12 wins, and they have got 11 draws. And the last match against each other ended a draw, which was an opening game of the 2025 Brasileiro Serie A. So I guess tomorrow for this game, I'm thinking Palmeiras have a better chance. Palmeiras definitely have a better chance of winning here. Looking at their stats, of course, I think they'll definitely win. But Botafogo also are very good defensively, which I say Palmeiras are too. So if maybe Palmeiras fails to win within 90 minutes, I definitely see this one going into extra time. And obviously in extra time, it's whoever has the heart and the grit and the wit, to go all the way. Then there's Benfica versus Chelsea, which Benfica also have a good chance of winning, especially seeing how they played against Bayern Munich. They played very well. They scored very early, and from that they managed to defend. And let's face it, Bayern have very good forwards or attackers, and for Benfica to be able to keep them at bay for the entire 90 minutes, it shows that defensively, when they are onto it, they're definitely onto it. So they can be able to, stop this Chelsea side. But Chelsea definitely has higher chances of winning. I think Benfica here are underdogs. Chelsea definitely have a higher chance of winning. So we'll just see how it goes. If Benfica are able to hold them down, Chelsea will definitely lose, the concentration because of the frustrations, and Benfica have a chance of scoring, or they can even do it early on. PSG and Inter Miami, definitely PSG will win here, and it's gonna be a very good reunion for Lionel Messi. He has said that he didn't really feel loved at PSG, so it's a chance for him to cause an upset. But will he? I doubt very much. PSG are just a good side. All players from all positions is just always up to par. So definitely I'm gonna give a PSG a win here. Definitely a 3-0 beating. Flamengo versus Bayern. Definitely Bayern will win this one. It's last 16. There's no time to play around or fool around. Definitely Bayern will win this one. Inter versus Fluminense. Inter definitely winning this one. Man City versus Al Hilal. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. Al Hilal are very good. We saw them against Real Madrid. They know how to defend, and they're a very good side in their own domestic league. And what I like about them is that they're not inferior to any of these European sides. They're not inferior at all. So they're definitely going to give Manchester City a very good game. Should be an interesting matchup, and that will be on Monday. Then Real Madrid, obviously, with Juventus too. These are teams that know each other very well. It's a very interesting. It'll be a very interesting game. But from how they were beaten 5-2 by Manchester City, I don't know. I think Madrid have a better chance here. But we all know that Juventus have that capability of surprising Real Madrid as well. Also, Real Madrid are currently at the best possible chance to play them. He just got the Xavi, so he still has a lot of things to work on so that the team starts playing to the best of his for the best of their ability. So they definitely have a chance. They're still wounded, I would say. They're not fully grown or mature yet. So Juventus, if they have any better chance of beating Real Madrid, it is now. Then there'll be Dortmund versus Monterrey. It's a very good side, very good Mexican side. So we'll just see how it goes. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. So yeah, this is what we expect to watch, in the last 16 of the Club World Cup. I have very high expectations of these fixtures, and I cannot wait to enjoy them. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and also leave your own predictions on any of the games. You can do that on all 8, or you can do that on the ones that you're looking forward to, and let's hear what you guys think. All right, thank you. I'm out.